Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. So hello.
To Alpha Book Club.
Hi. Welcome to the show. This is Alpha Book Club. It's our online interactive book club for our Alpha community members. Hey there, my name is Maude Garrett. So glad that you're joining us again. This is part 4, the last installment for Ready Player One. Joining me as always, Hector Navarro. Hey.
What up with it though, Maude? What up with it?
What are you doing?
What up, girl? What up with
Why
it?
do you do this every time?
Get a wrinkle on.
Last week it was the was up, and now it's
Two sips of wine.
I'm trying to find the most obnoxious way to say hello to just
What? Yeah, raising the roof, I think, really
Raising the
nailed
roof,
that
a
one.
good one.
And Rachel Heine as well. Hello.
Hi.
How was work today?
Oh, it was good. I had much more coffee this week than I did last week.
Did you notice the notes?
Yes, I did. I saw that in the notes for today's episode.
I mean,
I'm great. I've been up a long time, but had a lot of coffee, so I'm ready to go.
let's do this. We've finished the book now, guys. Well done. If you haven't finished the book, there will be spoilers. But yes, another book done and dusted. So we're going to be talking a lot about how the ending went, but we also need to talk about what's going to be our next book. Very exciting. A Twitter poll has been up the last couple of days. I gave it the old RT. But it's up to you to click which of the 3 books you would want us to read next. Jurassic Park. There are dinosaurs. I watched again. The moderator did an amazing recap of our dinosaur impersonation. Yours is so good.
Oh, thanks, man.
Your Velociraptor.
You have a solid T-Rex. I only did it because you had a solid T-Rex.
That was amazing.
Great.
So do you want to see us be dinosaurs a lot more? Then
Rachel,
vote
can you
Jurassic
do like a
Park.
Triceratops or something?
That's a yes.
You know what that was? That was an impression of Spike from The Land Before Time.
Yes,
That's
it
what that was. That was
Yes,
a
it
really good Spike.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was.
That's so cute. There's also Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or
Yeah,
Sorcerer's
whatever.
Stone. No, don't brush over that so quickly.
You guys,
Yeah,
Hector has never read Harry Potter.
Never read it.
Hey, who cares? I'm fine. I saw Fantastic Beasts. Wasn't that
Oh
great?
my
I'm
That's
God.
some BS right there,
I'm gonna
man.
cry on camera.
You can't
I
put
won't
those in
get
the
there.
same.
Listen, I saw Fantastic Beasts. That script was apparently written by J.K. She's probably not that good of an author. I'm good without reading
The
Harry
whole
Potter.
thing's a bit of a
I'm fine.
JK and all.
Oh, snap!
No. Or there is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which
Yes.
is in the lead at the moment.
Just a little bit.
But if you do want any of the other 2, make sure you do a jump onto Twitter, RT it as well, get the retweet happening out so people can cast votes, even if they're not Alpha members. Hey, everyone likes to talk books, isn't that great? And then when they hear that we're going to talk about books, then maybe they'll join up. Is it joinalpha.com?
ProjectAlpha.com.
ProjectAlpha.com. Hashtag join Team Alpha.
Yeah.
Sweet. I nailed it. And I hate to quote Hector Navarro right now, but
Oh, I'm obnoxious.
so, Rach, Hector, it's up to you 2.
Okay.
What previously did we cover last week on
Previously
Ready
on-
Player One?
Previously on Ready Player One.
Dan does that all the time when we're talking about
Love
stuff.
it.
He'll go, previously on our meeting. Like, oh, it's really funny. So last time we've read almost all the book so far. We have our hero, Wade Watts, who's a 17-year-old boy living in a dystopian future in the United States. Everything has gone wrong. There's economic crises, pollution, everyone's living in poverty. And so everyone has gone to live and work inside of this virtual reality called the Oasis. He goes to school there. There are tons of free libraries and different things you can do.
That's awesome.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
part that
I
would love.
wouldn't even go into the library. If there's anything on offer, I would just, like Buffy for the 9th time.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
watch it, you know.
That's true. I keep rewatching.
But
Did
why
shows
watch
over and
it
over and over
when you
again.
can live it if you had enough money in the Oasis?
Oh,
I
yeah,
guarantee you
we'd
there's
go
a
to
Buffy
Sunnydale.
planet.
Oh my
There's a Buffy
God.
planet with Sunnydale. You fly over there.
Is Spike?
It'll end up looking like Buffy. You go through every single episode. You got to say all the lines, do all the action,
I can.
and then all of Angel, just like
And then I'd go to Hyrule for a hot second as well.
Hyrule.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Which
can
one?
live in all these virtual worlds.
You know, there's a planet with like every continent is a different Zelda Hyrule.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can we just geek out about the what ifs of the? They didn't even cover it in this book.
This is
We're
why
like,
the book is, in some capacity, fantastic.
Yes.
Because
fantastic.
yes, I like that.
And so Wade is one of many people who are studying 80s pop culture history because the creator of this virtual reality has left the control of the Oasis and his huge fortune to whoever can find the Easter eggs in the virtual reality. The problem is, because everyone's going after it and because it's an open source world, there are these corporate goons that are the Sixers that are in Sorrento, their very creepy leader, who are coming after the eggs. And so Wade and his pals, who he has met through finding all of these Easter eggs, are at the final
Final countdown.
But then they throw up a force field. They throw up a force field over that castle.
Yep.
Over Halliday's castle, where that last Easter egg gate is going to be.
So
they can't get to it. So where we last left off is that Wade shuts everything down, turns off his computer, calls the cops. They come and arrest him because he creates an identity where he racked up a bunch of debt. So there's this program in this world where if you have a bunch of debt, you end up going and working for them basically as free slave labor until you pay it off. But they know you'll never pay it off. You just keep acquiring debt and so on and so on. So he goes and ends up getting taken to Columbus, Ohio, where the headquarters of the company that creates this virtual reality world are located. Works in one of these little tiny offices, lives in one of these buildings where he's doing basically IT service, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, at nighttime, because he didn't...
He had a plan.
He had a plan. He didn't, as we're reading these chapters, it's kind of interesting because you don't exactly know what his plan is, but then he reveals, before I left, I grabbed some backdoor hacking, some backdoor
Awfully
codes.
convenient.
Yeah,
Very
a lot of
times,
the end
didn't it?
is...
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So where we last left off before we got to this last section was that he said he was going to give himself until dawn to basically find certain information that he needed. And you, I think, as the reader, are inferring he's going to find a way to hack that massive force field that nobody can get into and find a way to get up into that castle and figure out how to get to that third gate. So then now we're here and he does that, and then what happens in the last part of the book? The ending. The ending. Are we talking about the ending?
Let's
Let's talk about the ending. I do want to make note that Patch, I'm reading your questions and they are absolutely fantastic. He's basically got a question for each of us catered towards what we have been talking about throughout the discussions of the book.
Patch,
so
you're
great. Kind of like our final thoughts in a way. But what we've discovered is that more and more Wade Watts is the ultimate Mary Sue, who has so much of a plan at only 19 years of age. And even though he didn't grow up, with a lot of money, he knows how to spend it when he's got it. And he's figured out a very, very flawless plan that obviously is executed flawlessly. So he's thought of everything. He's thought of how to dismantle this shield by tapping into an AI, which does his bidding. And
basically sending a little robot that looks like Johnny Five.
Yes.
To go up and blow itself up, hold up a bomb.
An
right
antimatter bomb.
Right at the last second where he timed it so that it was going to happen at 6:30 a.m. or 7 a.m., whenever it was, so that the shield went down.
He also collected all of the data that incriminates Sorrento and the organization.
And video feeds and stuff, all this stuff.
Gave it to all the media outlets, showing that they killed Shoto's
brother.
Daito, sorry. Daito and Shoto.
Yeah, Daito.
Oh, shot that the hell, didn't they? And then basically they figured out the clue effortlessly, even though an entire team of thousands of...
How did they not get, because everybody loves Schoolhouse Rock.
Even
And
so,
that
it's
song
they
is such
have,
an earworm too.
This is the catch that it sat bad with me. They are in the internet. And if there's just 3 words, they're not searching it in that order. They're searching the 3 words, and it should have every little bit.
We should test that out. If someone at home who's on a computer,
we can't test it out. Because now, if you punch in those 3 words, it'll go to the ending of Ready Player One. It's a known thing. Every time I was just Google searching one of these things, it was tied to a Ready Player One.
Because
I'm looking.
Too?
Yeah, I'm looking for the songs that are referenced throughout the book as I'm reading it. I'm looking for the Gary Gygax references and the Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm listening to the autobiography of the biography of Gary Gygax
at the
moment. Yeah,
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sam Witwer's brother wrote it, and Sam narrates it.
Oh, really?
Sam, who's a big Star Wars D&D fan, who's also writing his own D&D book.
Oh wow, really?
We're a bunch of nerds.
That's amazing. God, and it's not so unfair that he's so damn handsome.
It's the chin, isn't it?
It is the chin. Anyway, what was I saying? But this guy Wade, he knows all of the cheats. He knows all of the back doors. He knows all of the... Yeah, that's the thing about when you construct a story that deals with a mystery. There's a balance between making it so impossible that nobody could ever actually get it, and making it so easy, easy enough that it's if that's your link, it's we got it. It's Schoolhouse Rock. I knew that sounded familiar to you, but not anybody.
He's never been labeled a genius.
If you think about those questions too much, it unravels the mystery. So it's that's what happens when you build up these. Should the third mystery really have been the first gate, and the first one had been the third one, because the first one was pretty tough.
Yeah.
In comparison, you know what I mean? Should they have maybe swapped that around? I don't know.
Or if you're going to focus on the idea of teamwork and sort of this educational, adorable moment, then make it make that more clear that the
Yes.
Sixers couldn't understand that because they're
not
so
students.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the book, we're like, how does a student get this? We
Yeah.
understand that Harry Potter's about Hogwarts, which is a school which is perfect for children's literature, like it's for young people, perfect. But we were always like, he's a kid. Well, it's because the first clue had to deal with, you have to be on the school planet. And then we were like, oh, that's really clever. They should have had it so that really only a student could have won somehow by the end of this.
And it doesn't
Do you know what I'm
feel
saying?
like
They didn't hit that
for
hard enough.
Schoolhouse Rock because
Oh,
while everyone I feel like is of a certain age is familiar with it, especially if you're looking at 80s pop culture.
Yeah.
I know all the
yeah.
songs to that one, Figure Eight, I know all of them.
I'm just a
I've
bill.
never heard
Yeah.
of it before. I thought it was a Magic School Bus.
No.
Yeah, I don't know Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, I guess it's a thing we have in America.
What is that? What's the one with Jack Black?
That's
School of Rock. Thought it was that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it does
Bloody
feel
Australian.
like it is
You a big
very
Simpsons fan?
easy.
I know Simpsons.
Okay, well, they parodied it on that. That's but never mind.
I wouldn't have got
Okay.
it, would
Yeah.
I? I would have thought it was a weird episode.
Yeah. What is
Getting
the
aggressive now, defensive
Yeah.
of my people. It's Australia Day currently in Australia right now, so not today. Not today, Hector Navarro.
What do you guys do for Australia Day?
We'd get shit-faced.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Great.
Could have said that more delicately, I'm sure.
No, you're
But
great.
you know what I said that?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Patch
Yeah.
says Hector's got it. Halliday's Egg is a puzzle that's achievable to a select few with a Charlie Bucket heart.
Yeah.
But I just
Okay,
don't
Charlie
really...
Bucket Heart. Here's the thing, though, Patch. To me, the main character of Wade did not have. He was rewarded for knowledge and not having a heart. He was rewarded for knowledge and not being a good person. The end of the book even proved that he didn't really learn anything. He basically stayed the same human, which is cool because to me the story is you will be rewarded for knowledge.
So did Artemis, if I'm going to be really
Yeah.
honest.
Be real.
She was still having these little kind of like defensive kind of like, no, put your shield down.
We just saved
You're
the world.
trusting
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But she was still kind of
I've
like had
proven
these.
myself, yeah. If anything, what would have been really cool is if Ernest Cline had kind of flipped the narrative and it had been H or someone else that
Won.
ended up to the final place and sort of Wade giving up that instead. Obviously, he says, "Let's
went-
all work
he went
together.
to
I'll
do
split it with you." But it would have been great if somehow, you know, someone else kind of got their shot in there because it feels like then he's got that extra life and
Yeah.
he's got the magic flying chute and it's just
There you go.
there we
Which
go
is
here.
cool. I like that, but it was also like it was a little eye-rolly that only
Yeah.
he had the extra life when they set off that megaton bomb or whatever, and he's like, "I got the
The
Pac-Man quarter."
cataclysm, I think it was.
The Cataclysm
Yeah.
is what it was called. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
And the fact that Ogden Morrow just shows up.
Oh,
in their
yeah,
chat
yeah.
room. I mean,
Private jets for all. You get a private jet. You get a private jet. It's like, come on.
it's very. At the end of the day, this story for me was essentially pure wish fulfillment. And the thing that I was frustrated with was I don't know if, especially when you read it now, it feels like it could very easily be a Gamergate manifesto, a men's rights activist manifesto, something that will convince a person to remain anonymous on the internet because the man's
I
trying
don't
to like.
think you get
I think that with H, and I do want to ask from
Yeah.
you as well, did you see that coming? H's reveal.
Yeah, but I saw it coming only because I spoiled it for myself and I saw the casting for the film.
Right, okay. So,
So it
the
doesn't
thing
count.
that I thought he did quite well was H's
was fantastic.
story.
Yes.
Which was like, we finally get treated normally, or like with any, we get white man privilege
Yeah.
online. We get to be everything that we're not. And people take us seriously and listen to our opinions because we can pretend to be a white man.
I've seen
Nail head.
people on women on Twitter change their avatar and their first name to a white man and tweet the same things and do like a test of like a week as themselves in a week,
Fascinating.
and the kind of responses that they get are super different. And I do think that at its heart and at the core that he is trying to say, don't live your whole life in this, don't just be anonymous, and
Didn't
that their
hit it,
friendship
yeah.
can survive, but it's not hit hard enough.
Exactly.
So it feels a little
Exactly.
tacked on at the end where you're like, you could have learned a little bit more of this along the way. And, you know,
That
I-
was one of my favorite parts of the book was the H reveal. I thought it was fantastic and
I
very
really
well
liked
done.
how that went.
I really liked it.
because you could feel the tension. She's
Yeah.
sitting there looking ahead, not making eye
And
contact.
what I think is that was a great scene.
Yeah,
Love
I
that
love
scene.
that.
What I think is really interesting is that Ernest Cline recognizes that this woman is going to have certain disadvantages in the world. Her mom instilled in her like this sort of like safety measures of like, this is what, as soon as this oasis shows up, change this and your life is going to be set. And she's the #1 gamer in the world and all this
Yeah.
great
It's
stuff
true.
happened
Yeah.
at H. It's all true. And yet Ernest Cline still has the winner of the book and the story be Wade Watts, who's this white kid who's straight, who learned everything, who knew everything. Who, you know what I'm saying? Like Ernest Cline literally could have taken it a step further and been like, and to prove my point and to prove that I'm recognizing that this is how the world is and it shouldn't be, H is going to win.
But it's his fantasy. He has to put himself into that book. It was always going to be, I mean, this is for him more than anyone else,
Of course.
feel.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. And of course, Ogden's mansion looks like Rivendell, which is really great.
I know. I
love
thought
that.
that was really funny.
That visual.
Like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Did you also see the other minor twist in there, which was that Halliday was in love with Kira? Did you see that one?
I didn't see it coming. I thought it was really, really great. What I did see coming was Halliday's reveal of trying to impart the message, which is don't stay in this world. And in fact, I've given you this super secret room that only you can ever access because you're the best dude ever and you've got an off button. And I was like, cool, press that button right now.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, Wade, press it right now. If you've learned a single goddamn thing in this story, you press that button right now. But he didn't. So the end of the book
but he let the catastrophe go on, or whatever. Like the
because he must have had money wired to his account or so. I don't know. Like it's like, are you waiting to pop out, get your money, change the world, and then are you going to turn the thing off? Because I would have liked to read that in an epilogue for the story.
Yeah, I did.
But
feel
instead,
like
the ending was, I got the girl. I got all the coolest shit in the Oasis, like all of it.
I don't need it anymore.
I don't even need it anymore because I got the girl, and I got all the money, and I've got controlling stock in this company that makes Oasis, and I know that it's super dangerous that everybody's living in here and they're not engaging with the real world. But I'm gonna cruise around in a spaceship for like a couple of months with my lady, and then maybe later I'll I'm like, turn it off right now. Turn it off.
Because it would be like the final hurrah to Sorrento. What I would thought would happen is I kind of wish that they got bombarded by a SWAT team of sixes or whatever it is in the real world. And he realized that the only way that could stop, that corporate greed could be abolished once and for all, is to kind of stop fantasy and to bring everyone back into reality.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think too, at the beginning, the whole premise is set up by saying, I'm gonna set the record straight, and then you just end it there. Like, got the girl, the end. Who knows what happens?
That's how it really happened. Well, what's the record? Are people saying that you're kind of a jerk because you're kind of a jerk, Wade? Well, you didn't really set the record straight. Like, what's the record?
Right. I do want to ask really quickly, and this is for you, chat, as well. Did you feel like the ending was a little bit rushed? And did you notice that with the last Gate, there was another movie lip syncing kind of thing again? Did that feel a bit like a cop-out for you? Because we had seen it with War Games. It was like, oh, we've got so many different things, we're just doing this again. And it's like you could tell he's a big fan of Monty Python, so he just wanted to kind of do his own fan service by giving that the recognition.
I want to talk about the coconuts.
Yeah, exactly, so I'm interested to hear that. And then coming up, we're also going to talk about our fan casting.
Oh, man.
I still, right now, have not jumped on IMDb and looked.
Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go through fan casting first.
Really quickly, actually, can we scroll back through the chat? I want to answer Patch's questions because they're
great
so
questions,
great.
Patch. Great question.
Rach, you had one. Hector, you had one.
Darkman says that he never saw the twist coming, which is awesome.
That's cool. I didn't realize age. I kind of had an inkling, but I thought it was done really well.
I thought it was going to be Artemis. That was going to be a male.
Ah, they kind of skewed that Chuck in the basement.
But then there's no.
Alrighty.
Smooching.
Unless he's like, I don't care for your dude. I love you.
Oh, it loves doing that.
Whoa, that would have been
super into that.
If he's like, I see your eyes and your lips, like
I love you as a person.
I love you. We could have had some hey, that happened at the end of Mulan, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
Dude thought Mulan was a dude the whole time, and at the end, when he finds out that dude was a woman, he shows up, he's like, can I still ask you out, bro? Like, what? You thought, what are you doing? That's a weird Disney ending. Real weird.
So here we are. Hector, your question from Patch was...
Yes. There it is. No.
Your question, should you want to... Oh, Rachel, here we go. We'll do one for Rachel. Rachel, question, does Samantha fulfill a heroine stereotype or help to challenge it in geek culture?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
Ultimately, I think that while they try to give her agency in this story and make her a person of substance and making her own choice, she does ultimately serve as a vehicle for him. Her choices about waiting are, you know what I mean? I wish that were not the case. I'll clink you. I can't not clink.
True.
Can't not clink, but it's, she, even at the end, he says, you were right, like, we could have never won if you hadn't you hadn't done this. And she's like, don't worry, like I did it because I knew. You know, it all feels in service.
She knew her voice was
him.
soothing me, which is why she kept talking.
Yeah, it's
Or the part where she's like, you still had to look at my face and
You're beautiful.
not respect
I
my
love
privacy,
you.
right?
Oh, that whole maze scene.
Yeah,
Nice.
Well, when she's like, you still looked at my face, and he's like, I know, but like I saved your life. And then he, like, Ernest Cline writes, like, she paused for a minute, and then she was like, hey, thanks, Wade, I owe you. I'm like, you were just mad at him a second ago.
Yeah. It definitely, and that's what I said last week. I said, like, you did not have to look at her picture to help her or find out what they were doing. Like, he specifically looked at that and not anyone else because of that. And I just think, I really have to, it's exactly what you just said. What if it had been anyone else? You know, it's not about, it doesn't feel like it's about her or about her choices. She's all in service of him. So I get it. I hope that they update that a little bit and give her a little bit more, but she is a manic pixie dream girl for sure.
She looks like one now as well. We'll get
I
into that
know.
with fan casting. I got a little bit disappointed. But from Patch, Hector, your question right here, what I want to know is if Hector thought Ready Player One ended with a satisfactory or less than in a satisfactory or less than satisfactory way.
Did it conclude and close all the circles?
Did it conclude and close all the circles?
I think that the ending was satisfactory because as I was reading it, I'm like, good, Sorrento loses, Wade Watts wins, all the good guys prosper, the world is better.
Shoto got his revenge.
Shoto got his revenge. He
Shoto-san.
got to be Ultraman, right?
No.
Damn it! It was
Sorry.
Wade that was Ultraman again. Mother.
Yeah.
But what, like, Shoto got like a cool, like, but then even Wade had to be like, I look back and he was like a samurai. So I'm like, Wade, shut the hell up. Just let him have this moment. You don't have to throw another stereotype on it.
I could just hear in the distance, Ichni-san-shi, go
Yeah, I could just see him and he was like super Japanese. Like, shut up, Wade. It's not about you for a second. It's Shoto doing his thing.
No, it's always about me though, man.
But I think, I know, Wade. So it was satisfactory because it was checking things off. And I think it did, like, there wasn't any dangling threads. But my issue, and I mentioned it before, was that to me, if the ending was different, if it had said different things, if it ended in different ways, if it had wrapped things up, if it was an epilogue that said, 5 months later, I shut down the Oasis or something. Like, if it gave me that, I would have been like, thank you, Ernest Cline. I think you've hit it on the head with what you were trying to say about escapism, about being online, about all these different things that we're thinking about now. And I would have thought that the ending would have been fantastic. But it was just satisfactory.
I had absolutely no desire. But it was just like, you should have
That's
a
'cause
lot
you
of
got what
desire.
you wanted,
have the
yeah.
power
Go
to
back in the world, yeah.
change so much. You have infinite resources now, and you have no desire to. I was like, well, come.
And he only
That must be some good puss. You know what I'm saying? Like, good lord.
Come on, can we get real for a second? That must be some good.
Sorry.
Yeah. Australia Day.
Oh yeah.
I like also how the moderator in the chat was like, you finally have the three of them. They're all in their robot form, and everyone's like, whoa. And then you realize that 10 of the sixes all have their robot form. And I'm seeing this. It's like they're outnumbered. This is so cool. And he said it so well. 2 pages later, they're all dead.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even form Voltron. I was like, part of me was like, they could just,
You could.
you know what? Tell me how you really feel about that.
I know. Right?
Throws the book.
Didn't even foam Voltron. I was okay with that. I
All
was
right.
still mad that I didn't see the Iron Giant on the on the
That's
battlefield.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's all.
Fan casting time.
Okay.
So in the chat, we want to hear who would you cast as Sorrento, Wade Watts, Artemis, H,
Shoto, Daito,
Shoto and Daito,
Ogden Morrow.
Ogden Morrow, and James Halliday. That's kind of.
Ogden Morrow.
I still love Molly Ringwald as the auntie.
Oh yeah, right.
She'd be great.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
trying
'cause
to
you're
think of
going 80s.
80s. So I would say Sorrento, and I don't know if the age fits, but if we're going with, and Stranger Things already did this, which is what gave me the idea. But Paul Reiser, who always plays the greedy businessman,
He'd be great.
I think
He'd
that would be good.
Aliens, shut up.
I told you my Sorrento was also in Stranger
Game
Things
over,
as
man.
the sheriff in Stranger
Yeah.
Things. He was my
Yeah.
Sorrento.
He'd
Yeah.
be good.
I
don't
keep
know. How old is
seeing
Sorrento? He's supposed to be like 20, right?
Is he
No, you picture everyone young because of the Avatar, choose your own sort of
Gotcha,
age.
gotcha,
I
gotcha.
pictured him sort of 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
I'm looking up the actual cast now, by the way.
Oliver Platt for Ogden.
Interesting.
look
I would
that
go more with Bill Hader for Ogden Morrow.
Oh.
With like long hair, glasses, and just
Ooh,
real
that's-
skinny.
I have a
Yeah.
problem with
man.
Bill Hader. I
What is
interviewed
that?
him 3 years ago at Comic
Don't
Con.
tell me he's mean.
Oh.
And I said to him one of the best things I've ever said in my life. And that was, do you call all your followers the haters? And he gave me nothing. And I was like, The haters. Blocking out the hate. Yeah.
And he gave you nothing?
Nothing.
I'm sorry.
I think I was like you know how he would do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's pretty funny.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty good because my last name's Hater. All right.
I was like, have you ever had that before? And
Okay.
he's like, we're done now. Okay. I was like,
Oh.
that's fun.
Here's a good one. Thierry F2104 says Ferris Bueller with Wade playing Ferris, Artemis playing Sloane, and H playing Cameron. That'd be fun if you had them in like one of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, what about for Sorrento? What if it's Ferris himself?
Oh yeah, Matthew Broderick.
Broderick.
That'd be good. He could play evil.
Yeah, he could. I don't mind that. My Ogden
Yeah.
Morrow was Jeff Bridges.
Darkman
Oh,
says.
yeah,
Darkman
that'd be
says
good.
Ogden
Jeff
Morrow,
Bridges.
Tom Hanks,
I don't see that.
Simon
John-
Pegg.
John
for,
Goodman?
for Newt. I assume for Ogden Morrow, Simon Pegg would be great.
Simon Pegg is.
He should be in it. Is he in it?
Yeah.
Is he?
Simon Pegg's in it. Is he playing
of
Ogden Morrow?
course.
Yeah.
Is he?
Cool.
Oh, Jeff.
Aw,
Jeff
Newt.
Bridges.
Newt.
Oh, okay.
Just wait till you see who Sorrento is.
Oh, who
Oh,
is
okay. I'm looking now.
it? Just tell
Do
us.
you know who it is?
I'm looking.
I would check, but my phone's about to.
What? Mendo?
I know.
Bloody Mendo?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Mendo!
Oh.
I know. It's so good.
Oh, see, that's
It's
Spielberg,
perfect.
baby.
It's
Wow.
It's so
That's
so
good.
good.
Mendo.
Ooh,
I
we're talking
would
about the
watch
power.
a whole movie
Yes.
about Krennic.
Oh,
So
TJ
good.
Miller as IROC is kind of perfect. Hey man,
Cool.
so like I was just at school yesterday and I just noticed.
That's pretty great.
I like
I
that.
really like the casting for H2. I forgot the actress's name, but she's
Yeah, she
from
was
Master
in-
of None.
Mm-hmm.
I
she's
loved her.
need
Super
to
funny.
look.
Super funny. So she's going to be great as H. That was a piece of casting where I was like really excited about. The guy who played young Cyclops in X-Men Apocalypse is playing Wade
Yes.
Watts.
Sheridan.
Ty
Yes.
Sheridan.
I bumped into him at Sundance.
Oh,
really?
cool.
He's got very full lips for a
Oh,
young
yes,
boy.
he does. Yes, he does. You definitely you made that
Quote of the
observation.
night.
Yep.
Backing away from that one.
And this is a clip, and this has been clipped, and it's been retweeted to you, and it's on Twitter already, and you've liked it, and
Simon's
you've given it the old RT.
Ogden That's
Yeah,
kind of cool.
I like that. Even though I did imagine, and I think he's described as a slightly more jolly man.
Ogden Morrow.
That's why I thought Oliver Platt.
I definitely pictured a skinny Bill Hader type, you know, like a Bill Gatesy or a Steve Jobsy type
No,
thing,
mine
but
was
that's Halliday.
literally, what's Jeff Bridges' big role with he's in the
Big
bathrobe.
Lebowski.
Thank you.
Oh, the dude.
That's how,
The
yeah,
dude.
because he's in a bathrobe at one stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
pictured
yeah.
Ogden as the dude. for sure.
I think
That'd be
Tom
good.
Hanks would make a good Halliday.
Yeah, I see that.
The like gravity.
I see that.
And
No, I don't think so. Tom
Do you know
Hanks.
who I kind of saw?
Because Tom Hanks is too charismatic with people. I do not buy that he could be like reserved and he just like shut off.
I
Like,
know
I
you-
think you need like a character actor. Like if it was like Crispin Glover, I'd be like, yep, that dude is Halliday.
Oh.
That dude is like, I made the perfect video game. Like, yeah. You're nuts.
Do you know who
I
mine
smelled
was?
your hair.
He's too young, but still, I think, you know what, you watched Battlestar Galactica.
Sure.
Thank you. I can't
Balthazar?
say it. Thank you.
Guys, Baltar.
Guy
Yeah.
Spalter, I meant.
Guy Spalter.
Guy Spalter. Would
That's
be
exactly
great
James
Halliday.
Callis?
Yes, he's
I
my,
think
he's my
she's-
I
favorite.
love Guy
That's
Spalter. Guy
yeah.
Spalter's like one of my
Great
favorite
character.
characters
Great character.
of all time.
Good pick.
There it is.
But who's actually playing Halliday?
A man called Mark Rylance.
Who
Oh,
was
Mark Rylance,
in
the BFG. He's the BFG. He's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
also
good.
have a confession that I would like to make.
Please.
When you first heard that the avatar for Wade Watts was in the black t-shirt and the blue jeans, I only ever pictured Wade Watts as the kid from King of the Hill.
Bobby Hill.
Yes.
Bobby Hill.
Yes, the whole
Bobby
time.
Hill has shorts, not even jeans.
That's the whole time I read it, the whole time I imagined him.
Can I say something? Is
Yes.
King of the Hill your reference
I've
to
never
what
seen
America is?
I don't.
Because it's pretty close.
I've never really
Yeah.
seen it.
It's pretty
And
spot
getting
on.
closer by the minute.
Like it's a great show, great characters, loving family, pretty spot on to what the American experience
Who's
is.
everyone's Artemis, really quickly?
Oh my God, I don't
Oh,
know.
someone said John Cusack for Sorrento, and I'm
He'd be
super on
so
board.
good.
I
Oh,
love
yeah. I see that. I see that.
John Cusack in High Fidelity is
I watched that the other day.
the smoochest.
Oh, Victor Garber as Halliday could be good. I can see that for sure. That
Yeah,
kind of like
real
really
sweet.
Yes.
concerned.
I've been loving Victor Garber on Legends of Tomorrow. He's the
He's
sweetest.
So great.
Alias.
Alias.
Yeah, so good.
I'm about to start an Alias podcast with Kyle Anderson.
That's really
And
fascinating. I would
you're
love
in.
to be. Yes,
Great.
I'm
You'll
watching
be
it
a
again.
guest.
Oh, she's so,
so
good.
good.
Sydney Bristow is so good.
She's the coolest.
So I have a real problem with Olivia Cook being Artemis.
Yes.
Who's
I
that?
do.
Who's
I'm
Olivia Cook?
Have a look. Have a look at her. She's just too petite, guys. This
Yeah.
is the first chance. I pictured her as
Oh.
Ariel Winter from Modern Family.
That's a
She'd be
great
good.
one.
like like the way she described. She has a heart face. She's got dark raven hair and she's curvy. We finally had a chance to do that, but no.
Yep.
They're two really good-looking leads
Yeah.
now.
And you-
Hollywood, right?
Yeah, and I think too, not really in the movie, but something that kind of bothered me, and this is really small, but because I was so annoyed with Wade when they're finally describing H, and it's like her T-shirt stretched over her bosom.
The numbers stretch.
Why is that necessary? You already said she was heavyset. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Like,
And then she had to then go, oh, because I'm a fat black chick.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
it's like you can.
who did
She
you
can
picture
say
her
it.
as?
I don't know.
I honestly pictured that actress from Master of None because I had heard about that casting, and then
I haven't even seen
read,
her
I
yet.
read the back half of the book with her in mind, and I was like, yeah, this will be great. It's
Yeah,
great casting.
she's great.
Yeah.
And super dry,
Yes.
which I think is because you'd have to be so dry and give so much shit to be able to be
Here's-
best friends with Wade.
Oh,
Question for you
shout
guys.
out to Lynn Wilmot one time. She's a pole dancer in the movie.
Very cool. Very cool. IMDb's fun because like background actors immediately put themselves on that huge movie for IMDb. They're like, make sure that and they get up there and they creep up there and you're like, you're probably gonna be in one scene. You're a background actor, like good for you. But I'm looking for like the main leads of this movie, and IMDb does not do that.
Oh,
Lynn,
I see
fill
her.
me up.
Yeah, that's cool.
She's
That
great.
big Cheshire grin.
Yeah,
That
she's awesome.
I get for sure. I actually
Here's-
loved that.
Here's the thing we know about the movie. I want to ask you guys in the chat. They're gonna do motion capture
Yes.
for the actors playing the real world characters for their avatars when they're in the Oasis. Motion capture. Do you guys think that we're at a point where we can do that and we would buy it, or do you think that they should have?
I think this
because
is the perfect time to do it because we don't have to buy that it's a real character like what we've been
disagree.
seeing in Tuck and
Sure,
It's a virtual world.
yeah.
sure,
It is supposed to be computer generated.
correct. But I think that
Correct, but you're wrong.
no, you're right. It's a virtual world. My takeaway was that the graphics are so good that it looks real. And that's how it was described at multiple points in the book, because he would look down and he'd be like, "This looked real." It,
The ant crawling up the tree.
You go into the real world and it looks like faded, and it was so vivid and real in this world that of course they were going to use CG to create ships and planets and backgrounds and green screen. But I figured they were going to use actors to play these avatars because otherwise you get that effect, that
Uncanny
Tarkin
Valley.
effect, the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to spend most of the movie going like this is a cartoon because it'll immediately date a film. And Steven
don't-
Spielberg used practical effects in Jurassic
Yeah.
Park, and that's why that still holds up.
That is
because there's a
very
big
true.
robot T-Rex foot.
I agree.
You know, he wasn't
I'll-
just like we can use computer generate like.
Look at Force Awakens and the practical effects used in that.
Exactly.
To great, you know.
But at the same time, they were using a CGI character in a real world.
Yes.
Correct.
The fact that they're all going to be in a computer world, I think you have a lot more leeway.
Yeah, I think it's just going
Okay.
to make it. It's like
I know. What
I
you're
would
saying.
almost compare it to the black and white to color in Wizard of Oz. Like
I hope
it's
so.
just
Or-
gonna I feel like it's
Yeah.
just gonna bring it. I hope
I hope so.
that it brings it together. That it's not used in a way that's super fake, but it is a virtual world that looks perfect. So I feel like it has to have that a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Darkman220 says, I think it can work. It worked for Jungle Book, but to me that's animals, and that's still different than people. They didn't have a CG Mowgli. But that's a good point. The
that
special
was-
effects for Jungle Book were incredible, and they're just Oscar nominated, and I hope they win because it was so good.
It was so good.
Um,
That blew me away.
Yeah,
There you
but
go.
it's like I don't think we're there for people because again, Rogue One, I love that film, but you have a Tarkin effect.
Yeah.
And I can buy it, but you still look at it and you go, when that
Be
came out,
clever
you know,
about it.
be clever
Yeah,
about
they
it.
used it too much. I
Well,
have a question
dependent.
that's
Yeah,
super not on track, but it popped into my head.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to smooch a tiger more than when you watched Jungle Book?
I'm
And
not
God,
gonna
I haven't
smooch Shere
thought
Khan. He
about
was
that.
terrifying.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba was
Oh,
horrifying.
I love his voice.
Smooch
Spoiler
it. You
alert.
wanna smooch
Oh,
his
and he's
voice.
like the
He
he's like
murdered a wolf, and I was like, "Whoa, this was
before
really
that.
scary."
Before that, when he's
Absolutely
walking
not.
around the watering hole. Anyway, smooching tigers. Super.
Tiger's Hidden Dragon.
I will admit though, I wanted to smooch a monkey when I saw Helena Bonham Carter in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes because she was hot. They made her real hot.
All right, fine.
No?
I had a crush on Michelangelo, the Teenage Mutant
Yes,
Ninja
yes, you did.
Yeah.
The
From the
Fox and
first
Robin
movie?
Hood.
The first movie or the cartoon?
Cartoon.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh man, you were a Mikey guy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There you
That
go.
makes a lot of sense.
Well, I'm
You're
glad
the-
we've had a
you're
bit of a confessional
party dude.
right there.
Party dude.
We got any time for questions, or should we wrap this baby
Or more
up?
confessionals for fictional characters you were
Yeah.
into that
Oh,
were
Prince
CG
Eric.
created.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, guys, he's perfect. He's a dog person. He jumped back off the ship.
Not too
To
bright
get
though.
that dog. Not too bright, but those baby blues.
Oh, yeah. How hard is it to get?
Look, it's
Yeah.
it's cliched, but
She
I gotta
looks
go.
like
I gotta go. Princess
Vanessa
Jasmine.
has dark hair. Ariel has red hair. Come on. You're marrying her?
Clark Kent has glasses. Oh my God, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Prince Eric didn't stand a chance in the
People
world
are
that we're
dumb.
creating.
People are real dumb. Oh, it's a cliche. I gotta go Princess Jasmine because she was funny. Because when Aladdin showed up to pull her out of that scenario, he's like, no, sister. And she's like, hello, doctor. I'm like, ooh, I like that. I like her.
She's got sass.
She's got
a
the
sassy
sass.
lady.
She's real funny.
All
Real
right.
great.
Oh, we've still got 10 minutes. Let's take some questions.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions? I'm not a furry.
You want to do the Twitter thing first? Get that out of the way?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do
Oh, yeah.
computer and then
You guys-
questions.
Is
Get those
Rachel a local
questions in.
furry?
No, no,
I'm
no.
listening for the questions.
No.
While you
It's
get your
cartoon.
Ready Player One questions in and or your fictional character of the cartoon variety, confessions happening in
Or
the
CG.
channel. Oh, Lola Bunny. That
Oh,
was,
yeah.
yeah, that was
Ooh, I got
easy.
one. I just
What?
thought of another one. Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name.
We'll come back to you then, because we are putting up a 3-minute clock right now. There it is. It's already
new
started.
theme.
You've got 3 minutes to vote for next month's book. And they are again Jurassic Park. I practiced. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, book 1, because Hector has not read any of them
He's
at
never
all.
read them.
Let's skip to
I
book
was
5. I don't care. Let's skip it.
No, read them. They're so good. You will be so
Ugh.
happy.
Can't wait.
Or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right here. Douglas Adams. May he rest in peace, but he gave us a good book.
Yeah.
As
What
well.
would you guys vote for?
I want you to read Harry Potter.
Harry Potter,
I've said
yeah.
this from the day I
I would vote
realized.
for Jurassic Park, but I would love to read Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
But I would vote for JP, man. I want to read that so bad. Because
So-
especially from Ready Player One, it's like, what's Spielberg going to do? Let's see what he did with this other book.
Yep.
Right.
But share this out. You have 2 minutes.
Yes.
If you want to change the votes, you can make a difference.
Put it out
in
there.
what we read.
I think I
Okay.
voted for mine. I voted for
Confession. Jane Lynch's character from Wreck-It Ralph was a babe.
Don't you dare say that,
on.
because I'm going to show you a photo where I'm standing next to the poster and we look exactly the same.
Really? I got it. Did you have that short hair? Did you have that
Yes,
short blonde hair?
yes.
Shit. Okay. Don't show me that. That would be weird. Don't show me that. Because
I'm not even looking at you
Sergeant
right now.
Calhoun, Sergeant Tamora Jane Calhoun. Woo,
there
it's
you
make your
go.
mama's proud time. And I was like, yes, Jane Lynch. Yes. Yes, it is.
Also, John Cusack. I definitely have a type for like sassy men. Is
So,
Dimitri and
Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
So good.
too.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was the
All right,
fox
I'm
in
going to
that.
throw a curveball.
Okay.
Quasimodo, John
Goku.
Cusack,
Goku.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Goku,
Goku.
big time. You were not a
Man.
Vegeta lady?
No way, not
Vegeta
Vegeta.
girl?
He had
Goku.
those that widow pig. With
Yeah, dude, but
But-
Vegeta was a bad boy, but Goku. So
Goku
hot.
was so lovely. He was good to his wife. He was a great father. And he
Naive.
saved the world a lot. And he sacrificed himself. And then when he went Super Saiyan, he would go blonde hair, blue eyes. And then when he wasn't, he was brown hair, brown eyes. I think it was like, come on.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Yes.
That's right.
And he was ripped.
That's right. God, man, that dude would just love to. Like
He
his,
had like a fat neck.
Yeah, but in a good way. Like a curvy, like his neck was still like so well defined here that you could just grab it.
He
and just,
yelled a lot.
Only when
Imagine
he was
like
doing
if he was like,
Kamehameha. Here's the thing.
it's like-
Goku was such an idiot. that
Kame sounds something else. Than I'm just
I-
having bedroom thoughts.
Listen,
like,
Maude,
it would be
no,
very
no.
scary.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Because
can't,
I'm
I
telling
turn
you,
out of wine.
Goku was so naive. I guarantee you, he was like a gentle lover. He was just like the sweetest little boy in the bed. He didn't know what he was doing. I guarantee you, he was
He did, he
so
had a
sweet.
kid.
Yeah, 1 kid, 3 kids. He
He
had 3
aimed well.
sons. He did okay, but I'm sure a lot of it was Chi Chi, his wife.
20 seconds to go.
Yep.
Oh, Liam Neeson as Aslan. Sorry, over.
Ooh, it's just,
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
The moderator says, "Hell yeah, Hector! Thank you so much for backing me up on that."
Yeah, Liam Neeson. Yeah, across the board.
What item from any media? Oh my
5,
gosh, Pokeball,
4,
Master Sword,
3,
lightsaber,
2.
Poe
one.
Dameron's X-Wing.
That's it.
All right, you guys want to know?
Yeah.
Can we guess? Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
49%.
49%.
Wow.
49%.
You guys really want us to read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This one's by Douglas Adams. If you want to pick it up, Amazon, I guess, is your friend. Audiobook would be available as well. The first time I ever heard this book, I heard it, and it was on record.
Oh, very cool.
My parents played it on
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
I was too young to appreciate it. So, but I haven't read it. I've
You
watched
haven't
the
read
movie.
it since then?
Haven't
Do your
read
folks
it.
still have the record? Is that somewhere still that you can get to?
Record? Probably.
Record? Sorry. Do they still have the record? Can they send it to you?
I couldn't
they-
play it on anything,
can
could
they-
I? I'm
can
not
they-
a hipster.
Can they post it to
I have one.
It
It was a gift. It was a
My
gift. It was a gift.
you? There you
It was a
go.
gift.
There
It
you
was a
go.
gift.
Yeah. it comes out too.
There
yeah,
you
you're
go.
fine.
I mean, I don't think hipster's a slanderous
Look where you
word.
are. Look
was a
where you are.
gift.
Yeah, we're at a book club, Maude.
Yeah.
We are reading up to chapter 10. So finish chapter 9, stop at chapter 10. That's what we're going to talk about next week. Just 10 chapters. You guys can do it. Have you read
Have
the
you
book?
read it?
No, I haven't read it yet.
You've never read Hitchhiker's
I've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So
Man.
When was
excited.
the last time you read it?
In high school, for
Yeah.
sure. I
Cool.
think I read it around like 13 or 14 and read the others around the time I got into Eddie Izzard and Monty Python and Terry Pratchett and all of that stuff. But I haven't read it since then, so
Super exciting.
it'll be exciting, yeah.
So guys, it is up to you if you would like to join us next week for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you do have any more recommendations though, we would love to hear them. You can do that on Twitter at Nerdist, at Geek and Sundry, or at Join Team Alpha. Use the hashtag Alpha Book Club. Stick around though, Watch Your Language is coming up with sidekick Matt Mira and Steve AG.
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 Like, why don't you just put A.G?
AG.
I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Hey, anyway, he's going to be the host.
Oh, he's great.
Excited for that one. Don't tell him I butchered his name. Bye. Have
See you
fun
guys
storming the
next week.
castle.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the work.
That's
It's like
great.
a miracle.
That's the best.